Oh my God, yeah, we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Let me change the view.
Meenakshi.
Hi, Sankalp. Hi, Monica.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you? I've been following y'all's page, by the way, for a very long time, and y'all are doing a very good job. Really, genuinely.
Thank you so much.
Likewise, I've been following all the things that you do in your life, and hence we wanted to talk about you and all the things that you do. Let's start with the formal introductions, of course.
This is your show, What's Your Sankalp? And we are your hosts, Monica and Sankalp. And welcome to another episode with us. Today we have Meenakshi, and Sankalp is going to introduce her.
I know you personally because of our background from University of Houston. That's how I know her presence. After that, we become friends on Instagram, and I've really been interested in all the things that you do in your life. And here we are today. Let's start with, where are you? Which part of the world are you today in?
To begin with, hi, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here, to be honest. So initially, I was in the US for 10 years, I want to say. So I did my high school, my bachelor's and my master's, everything in the US. And then I moved to a small island called Bahrain, which is next to Saudi Arabia. Many people, especially most of my friends, they don't even know where that is. It's actually in between Saudi and Doha on this side, Qatar on this side. So it's like the small island. So Bahrain itself means two seas because we have the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean next to us. So it's pretty cool. So we moved here actually only for 18 months because my mom transferred. So my sister and I, we wanted to change as well. We were like, yeah, why not? So we decided to move, and then I got a job here. And so that's how we ended up being here. And then COVID hit. So we ended up getting stuck here for a while, but I wouldn't say stuck because it's been a great journey. So I was born in India. Okay. Then in 5 months, I moved to Dubai, and then I moved to US, and then I moved to Bahrain, and then we'll move somewhere else soon. That's the journey.
I love it when we have globetrotters on our show because it's fun asking you where are you from, and you don't really.
I'm a nomad. I have no place. Everyone asks me where are you from. Like, I don't know. Bahrain kicks me out. I have no idea where to go.
No, I was actually thinking about all these places that you just mentioned. And it's funny because if you want to book a trip to India, to the United States, and you take, a Qatar Airways or Emirates, the usual itinerary is you come from India and then you go via, Qatar and those places, and then you reach United States eventually, right? And that's been the journey for you. These three places in the form, that's been your itinerary so far. So something funny that I could think of, but no, thank you so much for your time. And so how long have you been here in Bahrain for?
So Bahrain since 2020, actually. So just when COVID hit is when we came. So as a family, we're very close. We are very, very close. We like to move. It's because of my mom's job. We've been able to migrate from one place to the other, my dog included. So she's seen more places than I've ever imagined. But good. It's been a great journey in terms of just traveling. I think it's really broadened my perspective of how Indians are, of how Americans are, even Bahrainis are, even Emiratis. Emiratis are the people who live in UAE. So it's been a good mix, I want to say. And I think, I've reached a stage where I don't think I can ever be comfortable in just one country, which is kind of scary because I think the world is too small and there's just too much going on. So if someone asks me to settle down, it'll give me anxiety. I'm like, no. I want to go live, not just visit, but actually live in different places, So that's how it's been. And that's how I want to encourage exactly majority of them. It's always stepping out of your comfort zone.
That's something Mauni here also enjoys, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have the idea of being comfortable or, satisfied.
I feel like that sort of brings you to stagnation when you just stay in one place for too long. I mean, Sankalp living in, Hyderabad for the longest time, for him, he has like a circle of friends he grew up with, a comfortable place that he knows, a place that he can call home, I guess,
For sure.
Like, for people who travel a lot and who've lived in multiple places, you slowly learn that life isn't about one place. It's not about calling a certain city your home or, a certain like building or, that you slowly learn that people become your home or, an energy. Like, you enjoy living in a place and it could be a place that you've never visited before. But once you go there, that may feel like home to you, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. Because I think... See, it's been a great journey in the US, and definitely I miss a lot of people. I think because I spent majority of my teenage years in the US, I got the closest there. you know, the
Right.
city, the place, and my entire family is there, including my grandma. Everyone's in the US. So it's at one point, I think we just needed a different kind of environment to come, and you're treated like a king here, honestly. Like, you have someone to clean the car, you have someone to clean your washroom, you have someone to set your room, you have someone to, like, you have someone to drive you around, you have someone to, like, it's unbelievable. Like, so the first time actually when I came to Bahrain, and the cleaner, so we live in an apartment, we still wanted to stick with the US. So actually our US Navy is the most, our main hub is here. So the
Okay.
building we're at has the US Navy. So we decided to have that open kitchen. I think it's the same in Canada. It's that open
Right.
kitchen. I'm so
Right.
used to that kind of vibe. So we kept that, and then we had a cleaner come and clean, and I was like, thank you. And he was like, why are you thanking? They were so shocked because I'm used to cleaning my own room, my own counter, and then they were like, why are you so, they take it offensive, actually, offensively. Like, oh, don't thank me for this. This is my job. So I was
Right.
like, okay, cool. It does both of us a favor, so we're good to go. But it's been great. It's been great. I've been too spoiled here, though.
So is it safe to say that this is your favorite place to live out of all the places you've lived in?
So far.
No, I don't think that's it. I still feel like I'm still yet to find that place.
Oh,
I
okay.
think what I'm looking for is a place that I feel home. I feel comfortable in all these places. Don't get me wrong. I feel comfortable in US, India, Dubai, Bahrain, but it's just, I think I'm still in search of, like, if you tell me now, okay, you want to move to another country, I'll be like, yeah. So I'm not too attached, if that makes sense. So I think traveling has always been something that that I want to do. And it depends. I don't care of the place. It could be Africa for all I care. I just need a place where, even if it's low key, to just, you know, switch off my cameras and just, like, spend my time with the kids. Kids are like one is very soft. Like, I love them. I just I'm too into kids and animals. I think these two things are like just the most dear to my heart. So that's
Right.
something that I really look forward to seeing. So there's another opportunity maybe in Uganda or Africa. I would definitely take it. So yeah, that's been
You
the
mentioned about the cultural differences in a way that you were able to identify living in US, India, and Bahrain.
yeah.
Let's talk about that. How big of a change was that for you? Let's start with moving from India to the United States.
And you said as a teenager, like
Yeah.
that must have been, you know, something.
Yeah. So actually, India, I was only there for 5 months. So when I was born, I moved out when I was 5 months, and I moved to Dubai, actually. So when I moved to Dubai, I was there till I was in grade 9. So just when I was starting my high school. And then I moved out around grade 10. And then when I came here, I was a very social girl. Like, I always knew everyone, boys or girls, like, always, you know. But when I came to the US, everything changed. Like, there's no uniforms, there's no, like, you can wear whatever you want. You can, like, you know, have nail polish on. That was a big deal for me. I was like, what? You can have nail polish on? Like, I used to get yelled at for that. So these kind of things did take me time. I was not used to being new. So there were times where I was like, oh my God, they're so different. So as a young girl, it was a little difficult. But then I think the school that I went to was pretty diverse. So we had people from China, we had people from Brazil, we had people from India as well, actually. So born Americans, Indian born Americans, we had such kind
Right.
of, you know, people as well. So they were actually very welcoming. I've been very gifted that way. So very welcoming. It's just the whole syllabus was different. I was doing British curriculum, and then I shifted to IB, which is American, and then I had to apply for university. It was just, everything was happening a bit too quick, if I want to say. And then we had prom, and then we had homecoming, and then we had you know, senior graduation day. And so it was a bit new, but it was good. People were really nice. So
You mentioned that you love children, and we've seen that, you know, you do quite a bit of volunteering work with children and you work with them. So if you could speak a little.
How did you discover that? You said you spent a little bit of time in India. So how did you discover the ashram and all of that you're part of? So if you could talk about that, because there's so many things that she does.
Yeah,
I want to talk about the ashram.
the dancing.
I want to introduce the world about the Toastmasters, because not a lot of them know about it, and it's a great venture, or, you know, initiative, or whatever is the terminology to use. The modeling and dancing,
Yeah.
of course, dancing as well. So we'll talk about a little bit of everything so that people can know you can be a queen. What was that? Jack, and what is the female?
Jill.
Jill.
Jill of all
The Jill
trades.
of all trades as well, right? So let's start with the ashram. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Okay, so Sankalp and Monica. So I've been into kids for a very long time. It's just, I think, especially as a girl education. So not many people know this, but my dad passed away when I was a year and a half, and in a car crash. So it's been my mom who's raised the two of us. So my sister, my older sister, and I. So it's been such an inspiration in a way where I was like, okay, as a woman, it's hard, because I think the things that we've been through in Dubai and the things that we went through in US as three girls is you can imagine, right? So it's been a challenge in such a way, and but I've been blessed. I think she's always covered this kind of this negativity away from us,
Right.
and it's like I've always lived a very I want to say positive life, touch wood. So it's been great that way. And just looking at her is when, when I was a child, she literally told me that if you don't study masters, don't come home. Like there's no way. I don't care who you marry, even if you marry the prince, like the sheikh of Dubai. I don't care. You gotta study. You don't know what happens at what time. So
Right.
it's been very emotional that way. So just looking at that, I've also been like, okay, as a woman, you can do everything that a man can do. That's all I've been taught. That's all I've been seeing, firsthand. For like,
Absolutely, because I personally believe that just life as a woman is much harder than life as a man in today's world.
yeah,
Even though we are in, the year 2023, but
yeah,
there
it's been
are instances where, you feel like, hey, okay, so we're still in the 80s, like, not much has changed, or,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's sad, but I love that there are women like you who believe this, especially like women like your mom who, highlight the importance. My mother was the same way, educate. She was working all through, and she always said,
wow.
if you don't have your education, you have nothing.
It's important, I could marry someone and he could spoil me. I don't care. Cool, خلاص. But then I want to actually have that thing that, okay, tomorrow I can do that. If I were to buy him a birthday gift, I don't want to do it in his money. I want to do it like out of my own passion. So things like that. I think as a woman, it's been a challenge. But I think when I became more mature, I want to say when I was doing my bachelor's is when I was like, I want to do something in life. I feel like I'm not a very monotonous type of girl. I kind of want to spice things up, do something. So my grandmother, which is my father's mom, started an ashram at the age like 40 years ago, so which my dad was a part of. And it's an all girls orphanage, actually. And these are girls who are abandoned solely for the reason of being born girls. So even if they have a brother, it's like he's living at home like a Raja, but the girls are sent here, because they either feel like basically girls are a burden for them.
But
And
yeah,
we have twins. We have twins. It's unbelievable. Like they're so beautiful. They're so like hardworking. They just want to do so much in life. I mean, this time when we went, I got some of my friends from Bahrain actually traveling with us, and many of them wanted to become IAS officers, doctors, even like things that I've not heard of, like even like a designer who does it with watercolors or something. And I was just like, where do you guys like get these ideas from? It's unbelievable the way they want to they vision themselves as, and they didn't lose hope. They didn't lose hope.
that's
So
beautiful.
so when I saw them, I was like, okay, there's something that's given to me by my grandmother and that I want to pursue. And so when I'm in Bahrain, it's easy because our flight to Chennai is only 3 hours. I mean,
Right.
that's the best part of being in the Middle East. You don't have to take a whole day to go. So we've been going very regularly, actually. I want to say once in 3 months we go. We see the girls, we spend time with them. We do Zoom sessions teaching them English. We've hired a few staff members that we know of who can teach them English. We've even installed computers because they don't even know the computer world. I mean, living now, that's I think the first thing that someone needs to know. And we've had someone come and teach them Excel, Word, just basic, starting from like I think grade 4 all the way to grade 12. So that's something that I think that gives me that happiness, because I think that especially when you see someone, and this is not just a female child, I think even a male child, if you, I mean, as a child, I think that's the most purest form of a human. It's so genuine. It's so genuine. But of course, my interest is more towards a female child just because of the abuse that they're going through, especially in India. So that's how it started, actually. That's how it started. We just decided to do a fashion show with them. We got sponsors. We had a magic show, which I've never seen. Then we had installed like a home theater for a day so they could watch their favorite movie. So it's lovely. It's lovely. And then we had a videographer and a photographer come and click pictures of them. So they felt like a celebrity, which is what we wanted for them. You know, I mean, it's just a day or two, but it's beautiful. So we're originally from Chennai, and so is my dad. But this ashram is in a place called Madurai, which is
Okay.
10 hours by train, but just 1.5 hours by plane. It's called Madurai Shivashram. And it's an orphanage that's only for kids from the age of 3 till 18.
Okay.
So they take care of them in terms of food. So 3 meals a day, school is taken care of, home is taken care of, clothes are taken care of, like basic tuition is taken care of. So family members can come visit them and see them around. It's a big campus, I want to say. We have a library for them. So that's it. It's right next to our place in Madurai, which is kind of helped by the government, actually. So without their help, we couldn't have even gotten this far. It's been running for, I want to say, 42 years to be exact. So
Are we getting better as a world? How bad is the situation with the girl child being displaced, removed from families? Do you still get children of that age range to the ashram even today? How bad is it?
No, Sankalp, it's really shocking because it's still 2023 and we still get kids at our doorstep. It's unbelievable. We've had like girls just coming at the doorstep and saying that, the mother's saying, if I have this kid anymore in my house, like my husband will burn her. Like those are the kind of words you hear. We've also gotten death threats for having this orphanage. They were just like, how could you even educate? Yes, it's been too deep. I think my grandmother herself has been going through a lot. When I was there also, we're very cautious of who we bring into the ashram. So even the videographer, the photographer, whoever we bring in, we want to make sure that, because they're all men. So we still want to make sure that, okay, it's a safe zone. It's the girls are too shy to come out. I think their confidence level have just gone so low because their own family members have abused them, whether it's a sexual assault, whether it's kind of like any kind of assault for that matter. So the confidence level is very low, especially in Madurai. In Chennai, I've not seen too much, but I've not lived there, so I can't speak too much for that. But in Madurai, for this orphanage, it's been harsh. It's been really harsh. The stories that you hear is, I don't know, it'll make you cry. It's been too bad. It's been too bad in terms of the way they're treated, and they're twins, and all they want is a family that loves them, and that, it really hit me because this girl, her name is Yuvashri. She's only 8. And she comes to me and she's like, I have all these big dreams that I want to do. So why can I not do it? And I'm like, what's stopping you? Of course you can. And she's like, no, but can I do it just by being me? And I was like, of course. It's like, it really hit me. And I'm just like, I don't know what you think is wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with you? And then she's like, really? Just by being me? I was like, yeah, just by being you. So like these basic questions that you get is like, it gives you that goosebumps. It's unbelievable.
And I think hearing this really makes us feel like we come from such a place of privilege that, we're so supported, especially as a girl. I feel like having parents who never showed that difference between a girl and a boy. And, I feel extremely privileged just hearing this. Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, Meenakshi. Thank you for talking about it so that people are more aware of it, and we'll make sure some or the other way they are more informed about this ashram so that they can give back in some or the other way. So, and I was thinking for the little girls there that they're not looking at you like a girl or a female. They're looking at you like a strong individual, strong human, who's able to help them out some or the other way. And
it's probably like every time you walk in, they probably feel like there's a superstar here.
God has walked in.
That's so sweet for both of you to say. I think it's just a feeling inside, and there's so many causes that each one of us have to work on. That's what I tell majority of my friends. If you're not interested in working towards a cause of girl child, that's okay. There's so many other causes that as a human, as one person, I cannot give my all to every single cause. So even if each of us pick a cause and give our 100%, even if it's just one, I think we can definitely make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible, and what a wonderful way of making an impact in the world.
Yeah, I mean, something like this, giving back to the community should come naturally. It should be some very humane, right? Like everyone should have this ability to do so. But the admiration comes out because not everyone does this, and you are doing it, and there's like only few of you out there who does that. So that's why it's important to let you know that you're doing a great job. Yeah.
That's so sweet. And I always tell my friends that just take up a cause, if it's even if it's not so well known,
Yeah.
just take up a cause and just invest. I think now, like Monica, you mentioned, we're so privileged to have the money and the funds to do what you want to do. Any kind of thing. It's not just donations, because one thing I've realized with the kids, this time when we spent time with them, they were like, there's a lot of people who just donate, give us food or something, but nobody's actually interacted with us, given us like actual career options, or like how to work in life, or how to get up in life, or how to climb the ladder, or what's bullying, what is sexual assault. They're not taught that what is bad touch, what is good touch.
Right.
So I think this time when we went there and we gave them, they were like, okay, this is what I need. So it's so important that when you're doing or working for a cause, I mean, money anyone can give, it's just a matter of spending that time and actually educating them to see them grow is the most important, no matter what cause you take.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you're enjoying the episode so far,
Because
please,
we definitely are enjoying
yeah,
it.
please make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music and any other streaming platforms that you can find it on. But if you're on YouTube
and watching us right now, be sure to take a moment and subscribe, like, comment, and do share it with as many people as you can.
this was just the one side of what you do in your life, right? There's so many other hats that you put on. And I wanted to shift to what you're doing in terms of the ashram and volunteering. It's so impactful and shows how strong of a woman you are and you're becoming as well. But also the other side is through your modeling. That's also some way to show how strong of a woman you are, right? Through those pictures and those expressions. Do you think there's some kind of a overlap in between as a girl, as a woman, what you do with modeling and also with the volunteering and stuff?
So what I actually wanted was a platform. So if it's a platform to express and to make a difference, then I would
Right.
use that platform. And that
Yeah.
is not just modeling, that could even be Toastmasters, that could be a pageant, that could be just a way to voice my opinion. Any kind of platform that I want to be open to. So
Right.
modeling came by fluke, actually. It's just a way to, I don't know, have fun in a way. I think it's, as a woman, I think Monica, you can relate. You just want to feel beautiful. You don't need validation, but you just need a way to kind of express your thoughts in different kinds of themes. So as a model, so in Bahrain the market is very small. So it's mostly like you can do collabs, or you can do inquiries, or any kind of things like that. So you get called by the photographer, and then he or she comes up with a theme. Like recently I did a Barbie shoot, so they wanted because the new movie is coming out of Barbie.
Right.
So we were like, we'll do a shoot on Barbie. So it's like things like that, where you can actually show your creative side and gain connections, especially since I was new to the country. This is one way that I could gain connections. So that's how it started initially. But I actually don't like the word model. I feel like that is such a I don't call myself that. If someone asks me, I always say, okay, I'm a creative artist, because I want to do more than just standing in front of the camera. Because Sankalp, I don't know, as a guy it might be a bit new, because as a model, your hair is done, your makeup is done, you're told what pose to do, you're told the theme, you just have to go there, pose, and come back. So that's something that I don't want to do. I want to like come up with themes, think of like kind of I don't know what kind of makeup I want to do, or like experiment doing the makeup on my own, and then getting the idea across like that.
No, absolutely. And it shows in the pictures that you put out there. I think you're also very focused on the attires that you wear. You also try to promote the traditions in some kind of the other way, or even the face paintings through those kind of stuff.
And
also,
I think
right?
it's not just men, but I feel like every individual needs to have like a creative outlet, right?
Yeah.
And that's what that is for you.
Of course. And that is a way to express your side, if that makes sense. So it's definitely a field that I love. It's definitely a field that I just enjoy with. The connections that we've built here, they're so talented. They've actually worked their way during COVID. So Christmas is a very special event for me. It's maybe because I was raised in the US. This time around, especially, I miss Christmas. I mean, I'm so jealous of you guys being in Canada and having a white Christmas. In Bahrain, with 55 degrees Celsius, there is no way we can have a white Christmas. So
Actually,
we decorated the whole.
we celebrate
What
the
was that?
white Christmas for more than 6 months here, which is not the most fun thing.
Yeah.
So,
We miss those 55 degrees.
you know
at
what
that.
the swimming, we have a swimming pool here, right, in the community, and you know what the duration of that is? June, July, August, September.
That's it.
That's it. There's no that even less than that. June is done, so just 3 months
3
of
months.
summer for us, and then we go back into the white snow, white powder. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not.
maybe I've not been there too long, and I've been in
Yeah.
Houston, so I
Yeah.
think that's why I'm I'm
Coming from
overdoing.
the south part of India and Houston, Texas, for us, it's not the ideal place to be. Yeah, but yeah.
I do miss the whole Christmas vibe. I think, like in Houston, especially, we used to drive to Sugarland, and the houses
Right.
there were always decorated.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, when
Showed
did
you
they?
that, right?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
We were on a video call before back then, and then I was able to show her the decorated houses and everything that they
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
It's so lovely. It gives you a very kind of a joyful yet homely yet a great way to end the year kind of vibe. So Christmas is my most favorite. Like once November hits and Thanksgiving is over, like that's it. Like the whole house is decorated with the Christmas trees up. We have the lights on the stairs. We have the dining table decorated. So it's just me, by the way. My mom and sister are just like, oh my God, this Christmas, like, they're like the Grinch of the family. They're just like, oh my God, she's going to come and she's going to put the white tree up. So recently I've been into white trees because we can't have white Christmas. So I've
Right.
been into white trees. So it's like a fake snow kind of, feeling to keep
Yeah.
within.
But I think you get to enjoy so many traditions living in 3 different
In-
parts of the world, right? That's
Yeah, for sure.
but I don't
So
think
this time round, even in Bahrain, it was Ramadan, and Ramadan is the time where they fast for a whole month. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a try because our working hours are very short. That's one thing about Bahrain. So what I love about Bahrain is that suppose if there's a holiday that falls on a Saturday, we always get it compensated on Monday.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we don't have so I think we're the most amount of holidays like in a country, I think, as a state. So it's really like great that way. And then 1 month we have just 8 to 2 because of Ramadan. So I was like, okay, the working hours are fine, friends are supportive, and then no one's going to eat in front of you anyways. I was like, let's just try one day of Ramadan. And to be honest, it's harsh, because when you have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Now in my house, no one was fasting. They were like, you want to do it, you do it. So I woke up and then I started the thing with my friend, and she was telling me, how we do it and stuff. So I started doing it. And then during the day, like not even water is so harsh. It's so harsh. Like I was like, oh my God, in this heat, like, just that experience, seeing my friends like even work. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? And then when you break your fast is what's called iftar. And that's when you have to break it with dates.
Right.
So then I had dates and then I had biryani, like my mom's biryani. And I won't lie to you guys, like the taste of it was so different. And that's when I was like, wow, like hats off to you guys for doing it for a whole month.
Then is there a term for someone who's part of Toastmasters?
They call you as, like, suppose now if you're Toastmasters, I would call you as Toastmaster Monica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to acknowledge how uninformed I am because I had no idea what a Toastmaster is.
Basically, it's just a platform for you to express yourself. It is an international platform, actually. So you do speeches, you have different pathways where so there's different forms in a Toastmaster. We have table topics, we have the role of a grammarian, which corrects the speaker with the uhs and the ums. Then we have the Toastmaster of the day, the person who sets the meeting. Then we have a table topic session. So that's the most fun. That's when I, as a host, would ask you on the spot. So it's like an impromptu question. So you got to answer that question on the spot, and you have 2 minutes. And the time in Toastmasters is the most critical thing ever. So you could literally say a beautiful speech, but then even if you're, I think, a second late, you're disqualified. It's that strict. It's that strict in terms of competition, in terms of having a speech said to pass a level. So in a summary, to explain, I know I'm not doing a good job explaining it, but in a summary, it's just a speaker. It's just you get up on stage and you speak, whether it's for table topics. So if I give you a question, you answer in 2 minutes, or you come
Right.
up with a prepared speech. So you have like 5 to 7 minutes. So things like that. So that's how it works.
If I'm understanding this correctly, it is you're a Toastmaster because you're a master at giving toasts. Is that how? Is that how?
I don't know. I mean, I, to be honest, don't know why it's called that. But it's actually just, like I said, a way to, especially for people who hold back, who have stage fright.
Right.
So when they come back and and they want to express for a cause, for instance, or they
Right.
want to talk about a very emotional story that they've gone through. So it's just for people who are kind of struggling with that, struggling with talking to people, struggling with getting up on stage and actually talking in front of an audience. So it's basically that. But over here, as a competition, it's like you compete with other great speakers, which is what was extremely challenging. So you have people prepared speeches, the way they use their body language, the way they express, the way they engage the audience.
Right.
It's honestly remarkable.
Now that we're learning more about it, we should definitely check it
Yeah.
out someday. And now that I think about it, I don't know much.
I want to be the ultimate Toastmaster now.
Oh,
Like, getting me
You
excited.
will be facing off Meenakshi in the finals.
It's all fun, healthy competition, right?
So it's a great platform. I mean, like again, I started this again just to use it as a platform to express my thoughts of the ashram, or advertise it in a way. Another thing in Houston that I did was teach kids with IDD, which is intellectual disability, and this was in University of Houston actually. So I got more close to them as well. So I think that's when I want to say I got the closest to kids, because they're just small gifts from God. It's I mean, to them we're abnormal, if that makes sense, and they're the most honest human beings ever. Like if you look beautiful and they tell you look beautiful, I mean that's a huge compliment. There's no lies, there's no filters, there's no it's just too pure. It's too pure. And so that's how it started, actually. That's how I think I wanted to do something for kids, for IDD children, for animals in a way as well. I've not focused too much on that yet, but that's how the journey started.
I'm actually just the most excited about the fact that now I know what Toastmasters mean.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel any better, Monica, even I had no idea what Toastmasters was. When this a flannel, like a colleague of mine, like, you want to join the Toastmasters club? I was like, what's that? And then the first expression you get is you're from the US and you don't know what Toastmasters is. So yeah, I had to do my research, and I think more than research, when you actually experience it is when you actually learn. Otherwise, it just looks like too much information.
Right.
But it's just a platform, and I think that's what I'm always, looking for platforms to speak out, to express, some, even if there are a million people and I can, touch one person's feelings, that's all I want.
That's wonderful, and I feel like we come back to, this is exactly why we started the show. This was all Sankalp ever wanted. He said, even if we get one listener whom we've impacted in some way, that's great. That's a win. We're going to take that as a win.
Yes, for sure, because I think that's what, when you begin, you want to begin the right way. Shortcuts don't lead to it's not long term. It's not long term. There's a lot that you have to do, and I think there's a lot that you guys are doing, to be honest. Connecting with people from different parts of the world, depending on their time zones and everything. That's a challenge, because when you just woke up, I'm going to go sleep in 3 hours. It's been it's like like across the world, it's challenging, and coming to that, like keeping in touch with friends from another side of the world is also very, very challenging. There's a lot of weddings that I missed. There's a lot of events, like very special events, that I was not able to go to. So I think that's the only sad part of continuously migrating. Yeah.
Well, that's the beautiful side about podcasts, is meeting people like you and the stories that we get to hear from you. So this is Meenakshi. She is a Toastmaster. She's a philanthropist who gives back to the community, and she's also a creative artist. And we talk about the part where she's a dancer as well, but more importantly, she's a beautiful human being. you know,
So sweet.
and
That
she's
means a
doing
lot.
her bit to give it back.
Means a lot.
It's been beautiful talking about your journey so far and the few things that you do in your life. Obviously, you're doing so many other things that we didn't talk about, but hopefully people, check out your work and your profile and reach out to you in some or the other way and get to stay in connect and watch your journey.
Hopefully, if any one of them is inspired by your paths,
Yeah.
they might reach out for advice.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. I think as individuals, even if like podcast the channels that you guys have raised, it's so nice because individuals who don't stop things like that, like me, it's nice to be invited. It's an honor, to be honest, to be invited, and to express the person that I want to be and the things that I want to do. So more and more, and this is a great platform. Like I said earlier, these are platforms that I really look forward to. So thank you so much, Sankalp and Monica. First of all, you guys are super cute. I don't know if I mentioned that. I always tell Sankalp that, why are you so cute? Oh my gosh. I'm feeling it all the way here.
You're talking more about her than the both of us together, I'm sure.
So important. I think chemistry, just as an individual, is so important. Whether it's mother-daughter, husband-wife, or even friends in general. So it's rare. It's rare. So touch wood to that. Another term I learned in Bahrain was this term called mashallah, which means, may God never put evil eye on you guys. So that's what it means.
Likewise, what is the right way to pronounce it? Are you saying mashallah?
Mashallah, correct. So it's said in a very like Bahraini accent, which is mashallah. Right. Yeah. So
okay, got it.
So that's why.
Beautiful. But one last question to ask you. The backbone of the podcast show is the title itself that I keep reiterating. What's your Sankalp? And I think in many ways you've already answered to this question, but we wanted to conclude on that note.
If you could just sum it up or, speak specifically about Sankalp, means determination or your purpose in life, right? Your passion, what drives you. So, Meenakshi, we want to ask you, what is your Sankalp?
Okay, so I think my Sankalp would be to be human. I think human is defined in a way that is I think it should be redefined. I think people are, going away from reality, and I think there are many that need us. And that's my biggest motivation, my biggest goal. So if that's anything to do with any platform or any kind of way that I can show it, then that is my Sankalp, you can say. It's just my thing to be human, so that one day, if I have miles to go before I sleep, but I always want to be remembered as someone who did her part, who is genuine, and that would give me an ultimate peace.
Love that. Thank you.
That is beautiful because it's so weird, but also brave for you to say that you want to become more of a human, because yes, physically you're born a human, but in today's world, it's important to do all these things in your life that makes you, I think you're learning to become a human
along the way.
Yeah, in your journey of being born to growing old and eventually death. You're trying to become more of human, and that's important to acknowledge that no, you're not 100% completely a human, the person that you are. You become what you are over time. So it's
Sankalp, the one quote that really changed my life is I read it somewhere. I can't remember who said it, but it was like, the two most important days in your life.
I know
one is
the day you were born and the day you realize when you were born. Yes.
Like the day you realize why. So that really moved me. I was like, okay, the day you're born and the day you die, but like the day you realize why. Because a lot of people, we're born. We just need to find the purpose of it. And I think the first purpose is to start by being human. So I'm just in the first step. There's still so many things.
On that note, because that's so much in what I believe in and what we believe in as well. So that you reiterated it to the listeners out there. But Meenakshi, thank you so much again for your time. This has been a great experience, and it's nice for me to introduce you.
I'm so glad that I got to meet
you
because of Sankalp. I'm going to reach out to you. I will stay in touch. I hope that we can form a friendship along the way.
I would love it.
I love women who support women. That's the kind of thing I live for. I always tell Sankalp that we should have more women on our show. We should speak about things that need to be spoken about, right? Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
recently started menstrual equity and things like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
but
sure, and I think as Indians especially, they're always taught to. I think the first instinct they get, like when they see another girl doing better, is to feel jealous. But I don't. I think, like, why? She's just another form of you. That's it. Like that should never be your first instinct. Because when you pull someone down, you go down too. So like, if I cheer you on and help, like you'll always. I think every woman will always give a hand to climb the ladder higher. It's easy.
very, very true.
So
I
yeah.
have goosebumps as you said that. That's
On that note, hope this reaches out to the right person out there who needs to hear you and who needs to hear your stories, and hopefully get that inspiration and motivation to do more in life.
And to be more human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Thank you so much, guys.